My name's Anna Marie. I come from the UK, and I first heard about writing worship. I belong to a music platform called weareworship.com, and there was an article in there that made me click on a link that led me to writing worship. And then basically I tried the songwriter test. I was like, oh, this is cool. Never thought about doing this before. So I clicked on it, and then from that I got an email that said, oh, if you want to find out more about this, there's a book. And I was like, okay, well, never considered writing worship, being on the worship team, but actually maybe it's something I should explore. I've got a musical background, and I've written stuff secularly when I did my music degree years and years ago, and since then it's kind of laid dormant. And so I thought, right, let's just give it a go. So I bought the book in September, and then basically got really busy and didn't read it, if I'm quite honest. So I was hoping to learn about writing worship, like let's get to the practicalities of how we actually do this, because I've never written lyrics to melody. So I thought that's what I really wanted to learn. But then I got seriously ill in January, and long story short, basically saw it sitting in my bookshelf and thought, let's pick it up. I was really struggling to worship because I was going through a really difficult time, and actually trying to reconnect with God when I was so cross about what had happened. And actually the book did more than just teach me about writing worship. It brought me back to a place of a real deep relationship with Jesus, which I wasn't expecting from the book to start with. And I'm just so blessed by it. It's taught me what two-way journaling is and psalming is. I'd never heard of either of them. I used to write in my journal, but it's just been a real blessing in terms of understanding how to more deeply connect with Jesus, and actually techniques and skills that I can use and apply to my understanding of music to then write worship. And for me, it's been a real place of just letting go of everything and just trusting in the Lord at this point in my life. And that goes for everything: my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health, but also what I feel God possibly doing in me, and actually maybe working in me for the kingdom, and actually starting this journey of writing worship. I'm really excited about it. And I think what I'd say to anyone who's considering trying it, either with the writing worship or Brave, is just go for it. Don't let your fears hold you back. We're only on this planet for a short time, and God will use you.
Hi, I'm Melanie Baldwin. I first met Chrissy at Kingdom Songs at a songwriting workshop. And I remember she gave me that card. It said Brave Worship. But I didn't reach out. And I heard more about it, I think maybe through social media. Michael Farron kind of pointed me to her a few times. And for whatever reason, I didn't feel like the time was right. Well, somehow I got an email for the personality, songwriter personality form, and I filled that out. And that must have gotten me on a list, because again, I didn't really do anything with that once I got the results, but I got on a list that talked about this mentorship, and it was right after I had stepped out of my position as a worship leader, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing. I had no idea what God was calling me to. I just knew that he was calling me out of that. And I had tried and started to do some co-writing when I started as a worship leader, because I wanted to help, kind of tell the stories of my church. And so I was trying to get better at that, co-writing for the church, and it seemed like perfect. So I signed up, and Matt Crossan was my mentor. And I can't say enough how blessed I was through that time, not just through Matt, through the program, through the book, that was part of it, through the community, the whole heart of it. And it really actually shifted my focus from how do I craft a great song to how do I just love the Lord through this, writing of music. How do I grow in deeper dependence of him. And so I guess I would say my priorities shifted. And of course, beautiful songs were born out of that. The psalming, actually working on a project, a music project based on some of the psalming. It's really just developed this sweet understanding of Jesus, that he is kind and he is lovely, and all of that. And I think music helps us get there somehow. And what I would say to anyone who wants to join, yeah, it's that this program, I can't explain it, but the heart and the spirit behind it, this program will get you there, and it'll get you somewhere you didn't even know that you wanted to go, really. And it's beautiful, and I'm so grateful for it.
Hi guys, I'm Angelica. I'm from Hawaii. Originally, I'm from Florida, but I moved to Hawaii about 6 years ago. And I have been singing and writing songs for probably about 4 years now. Um, I found out about writing worship through the Brave podcast, actually, um, back in 2019. I got involved with that community, and then I actually found an ad on Facebook originally. And at the time, I was sent an email for the mentorship, but I didn't have the money, and I kind of just like kept it in the back of my mind, like this would be kind of cool to do, because I was still kind of exploring songwriting and everything, and I really didn't know if it was something that God was calling me to or not. But I had all these journals full of poems. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's something there. Fast forward to 2020, um, I ended up being able to afford to do the mentorship. And so I did the mentorship, and Emily was actually the one leading it, Emily Weeks. And it was just the most beautiful experience. The community has just been what to me has been like the most rewarding. Being able to be a part of this community, it's just been so life changing, because I was in a really, really hard place. My husband and I were trying to have a baby. And we had been trying for a while. And after my first co-write, actually, with Michelle Martin and Stacy Riddle, they prayed for me. And the next month I found out I was pregnant. So it was kind of like, wow, okay, Lord, like I feel like you've brought me to this community, not just, to write songs, but to, have people that will, be there for me and uplift me and pray for me. And so it was just a really beautiful thing. And then just a month later, the pandemic hit. So it was just a lot of like crazy things going on, but I just see how the Lord brought me into this community for a reason. And I'm excited to see just the songs that are going to be birthed out of this past year, that, with the pandemic hitting and me getting pregnant, I now have a baby. He's 4 months old. So it's been a really beautiful experience. And yeah, I would just say for anyone that's wanting to join, I mean, you should not hesitate at all. If you are able to afford it, you should just get on board, because it is just going to change your life. Not only are you going to learn more about songwriting, but you're going to learn how to just be able to sit with the Lord and just press into him, and just be able to develop a stronger relationship with him. And yes, songwriting is such an amazing thing, but there's so much more beyond that. So yeah, I'm really grateful for this community.
So my name is Destina Abbott, and I heard about this program from a young lady by the name of Allison McHugh. She had done the songwriting mentorship right before this one, and I've been friends with her for a long time. So she and her ministry were gifting somebody a sponsorship for this program, and she had messaged me and said, I don't know if this is on your heart and you should pray about it, but we're doing the sponsorship and we're going to pick somebody to do the program. And, if you want to do it, write a little email and send it to us. And of course, I didn't waste any time. I sent that email within 5 minutes, to her ministry, and basically just awaited and prayed, and got an email and a text basically saying, get ready for the mentorship. You've been chosen. So That was not expected at all. And I actually had never heard about this program. I did not know what it consisted of, but I just knew that I felt that it was a gift and God wanted to give it to me. So anyway, I had first heard about Chrissy Nordoff and this program actually from the Brad Goldemann's Kingdom Music Academy, which I'm a part of. So that's actually how I first learned about Chrissy when she came on about the psalming. And it's funny because I had missed that training. So I, at that point, did not get to hear what the psalming was about. But when I joined the mentorship, that's what started the whole thing with me learning. So anyway, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I knew that the program was a songwriting mentorship, but it has been everything beyond songwriting for me personally. I have found who I am. I get very emotional about that. Chrissy took me on a journey, and she had me go through the river and the stream, and I had to go with God and move every single boulder one by one. And I had to forgive a lot of people, and I had to go to the heart. And God looked at my heart, and he wanted to just root it up from the bottom, to the top. And I could never answer the question, who am I? But I wrote a letter to myself, and I answered the question, and I told myself who I am in Christ. And it's all thanks to Chrissy and Eric for this program and this book. So I am sure as hell going to write a lot of good songs out of this program. And I am just so thankful because if I never write another song or I never clean another house or organize, I am a loved child of God. And this program has given me that statement. So I am beyond grateful. And I know the journey's not over and I have a lot of work to do, but I've been journaling with God and he has just been pouring into me. And I am no longer just dumping into my journal and leaving it, but I am now hearing from God. And I am waiting for God to respond. I'm not leaving until I hear from him. And what a beautiful, beautiful relationship. And, the short of it is I left my church of 30 years back in last November. And my narrow mind, of what community was and what God was, God's like, I'm bringing it, back, and I'm going to show you what community really is. And I had my version, but he had such a better version. And he took me out of my little box and he showed me that community is not in a church. It really starts with whatever you want it to start with. And this songwriting community and the Kingdom Music Academy and just the sisters I've met in the co-writes, those are my people, and that's my community for now. And I do believe God is going to bring me to a church where I can be used. And, I was told in my old church that worship leaders really weren't needed or existed. And so I never was able to step into the prophetic. But through the co-writing in this group, I have been able to prophetically speak out things in my co-writes. And I do believe that God wants to use that. So this program, I don't have words. I don't have words. My letter will be the words, and I will probably post that at some point in the group. But I am just so thankful to you, Eric, and to Chrissy for being obedient to God, because it's because of you in the program that I can really be here today and confidently say I know who I am. And I am so excited about the songwriting that I'm going to do and the relationships I'm going to build. And God is so faithful. And this gift that they gave me in this ministry is just probably what they did not bargain for. They probably had no idea that I was going to find all this stuff. So I have a card ready to write for them, and I am probably going to have a song ready for them too. So anyway, I am just so blessed, and thanks for letting me share. Sorry for getting emotional. I always cry in all these things with you guys.
Hi, I'm Cooley D. I'm from the Minneapolis area in Minnesota in the United States. I did musical things all growing up, and a few years ago I was in an accident where I had a traumatic brain injury where I just lost all my music training. I couldn't sing, my throat was damaged, I couldn't remember how to play my guitar, and I had no idea what my music was. I just felt the Spirit leading me to get into more music. And I think it was a Facebook ad I saw for Christian Music Mentor. I just signed up for a challenge that they had, and Chrissy was speaking in it. And everything she said just resonated so strongly with me. And I couldn't help it. She was talking about her book, so I had the book. And honestly, it sat on my shelf for a while. And then the opportunity to do the walkthrough with the book and just studying it with other people came up, and I jumped at it. And I regret not reading it sooner. Honestly, there's been so many helpful things, everything from identity to when she's talking about songs in your blood. The day I was reading that part of her book, I actually had my brother contact me about my ancestry, and I learned some things that really tied into everything. Like, I really believe in the whole idea of songs in your blood. And as far as what I was looking to learn, I wasn't quite sure, to be honest, but I knew I had something going on with songwriting. I was always writing things. And so many things unfolded from this background with the traumatic brain injury that I had blocked out. I actually didn't realize I had this stash, but I'm going to show you my pile here. This is all lyrics and things that I've written in songs over the years, and I forgot. And honestly, yeah, there's some finished songs in there, but there's so many little snippets in there. And if that's you and you're somebody that has lyrics everywhere and isn't quite sure what to do with them, honestly, joining the community would help so much in reading the book, because just the idea of there's newer songwriters out there to very, very experienced people, and everybody's so willing to help and share. And it just starting with that first song, it's doing it brave. And I can't recommend it enough. And I'm just so grateful for all the people in the community, Eric walking through, and Chrissy taking the time to write this and just pour into everybody. So I can't recommend it enough.
I'm Audrey, and I'm from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And I heard about Brave Worship first. Bria and Robbie Valderrama, they actually did ministry at our church. I don't remember what year it was, but at some point after, Bria had made mention of Brave Worship on her Facebook. And so kind of looked into that. And I think by clicking something on the website, it prompted a series of emails that would continue over a long period of time, that I just kind of would ignore. I'd kind of look into it and then just not do anything about it, until last March, when I saw the Writing Worship book. So I got the book, started reading through the book, and then got an email about the mentorship. And I probably got a few before I decided, I think I really, really want to do this. It's always been like a desire of mine to write worship music since I was a teenager. And that season too, for me, this past year, I just was kind of like going through this like drought, like as a worship leader, just kind of just doing like the day to day on Sunday and singing the same songs. And I just, it was just like a really dry season. And I just felt called that we need to start writing music for our church. We need to start writing music for our church. So, went through the mentorship, led by Amanda Blankenship. And I learned so much, and just learned the process of writing a song, and where our focus should be. And that prompted me going through that experience to share that experience with my husband and put him through the process as well. And so our hopes is to start a songwriting culture within our own church. We actually, I'm in the process of mentoring a young one on our worship team, and she has the book right now. So I'm hoping that this will spark the mentorship for her as well. Remember these questions. What would I say to someone regarding writing worship? One, don't ignore the emails. Just look at them, and if this is something that you feel that you're being called to do, then do it. I've just learned so much. I have really opened up. I've and just to be building relationships with other people that are passionate about writing worship for the church. It's just been a great experience, and yeah, I'm just enjoying the ride.
My name is Linda Green, and I am from Rhode Island, and I have been songwriting since about 2011. And how I got to find out about writing worship, honestly, this sounds like a canned answer, but it really was an answer to prayer. It was really pretty amazing because I am also in the process of very slowly writing a book. And I feel called to that. And I also feel very called to writing songs. So it was back, I want to say, is it the fall of 2019? Is that, I think, correct? I was praying and just really seeking the Lord's guidance because there's only so much time in a day, and I really wanted to know where I should be placing my focus. And literally within 1 or 2 days after that, I happened to be on Facebook, and I have a family friend who is not a songwriter at all. And at the very bottom of the page, there was a mutual friend that was suggested, as happens on Facebook. And Chrissy was at the bottom of that page, and I didn't know Chrissy, but she had many mutual friends that are in my Christian writing community. And I asked my friend how she knew Chrissy. And ironically, it was because she had sought Chrissy out because they both struggled with Lyme disease. So God is just amazing in how he knits us together and everything. And I said, well, that's really interesting because it says that she's a songwriter. And so my friend did a little research and said, she says that she's starting this mentorship program and she's got a songwriting personality test here and you might be interested. So that's where this whole process started. I took the songwriting test, received the email, and I just knew this was God's answer and direction. And I really didn't give it much of a second thought. And I am not an impulsive person. I usually think things over, and I just knew this is what I was supposed to do. I was just really excited because I have been writing a lot of inspirational Christian music, but really had never done much in the way of worship music. So this was an exciting new path. And I've just really appreciated the heart of the mentorship that was so much more focused on my relationship with the Lord and the psalming. It was just, everything was so inspirational, and it wasn't so much on how to craft a song as it was to how to hear from God and our walk with him. And it was just very encouraging. And being part of the writing worship community and the Brave worship community has just been very motivating to me because I feel safe to be vulnerable. And ironically, through being vulnerable in a safe community, it's really stretched me and helped me to become a better writer because I have that safe space to try things out because we're all in it together. And it's also been very encouraging to find my people, people that understand us, as we probably all can relate to, that the average person just doesn't understand the way songwriters think. So it's just been very encouraging, a safe group of people who not only write together, but we pray for each other, we care about each other. And I do feel like I've made so many friendships from all over the country, even all over the world. So it's been very motivating. I also would just say that I would certainly recommend, if anyone is even thinking about this, just do it. God is all in it. He's I think it's a very valuable experience. So, yes.
All right. Yeah. So again, thanks for this opportunity. And it's just been really, first off, it's just been really encouraging hearing all the testimonies. I tell you that before I get into mine, I'll try to be as brief and amazing with this as possible. But I'm reminded of that old Delirious tune, "Did You Feel the Mountains Tremble?" Back from 1997. And to see this, it just really encourages me. And the thing that stands out to me is that one line, "When all the streams flow as one river to wash away our brokenness." And it's just really exciting. It's really exciting to see all these different people from all around the world, just coming together in community over this. So, all right. So, as far as me, so I'm Shane Stillwell. Music's pretty much been a part of my life from the very beginning. Just to be honest, I think it pretty much is the case for all of us. But my folks had me doing like the little cassette tape thing where you'd hit the record and you'd sing the song together with mom and dad, that kind of thing. Even after I finally kind of got it in terms of faith in Jesus, my freshman year of college, was doing some songwriting then. And but over the last few years, it's been more of a thing of I kind of let life get in the way, so to speak. So we've operated in kind of a leadership position, just trying to encourage others in as far as their own expression of creativity. And then this last year in 2020, during the whole COVID thing, as I was just responding to the Lord and responding to the whole reset button of rediscovering the depths of Him, right? One of the things that came out of that was actually a song. This was even before I ran across you guys. As he brought those words, and as he just kind of took me through the whole process there, he brought me to the realization that this was a thing, and this has been a thing for a long time, and that even for me, it's a thing of partially being obedient to be a better steward of what he had deposited in me. So I started looking online. Actually, the first thing that helped me run across you guys was Holly's song admin course, because just learning about the PROs and CCLI and all of that, and that was really good. And then in the process of that, I saw Chrissy's writing worship course, so I signed up. So I was like, oh well, I was in a position to go ahead and get that. So I was like, well, let me purchase a license for that. And in the process, saw the mentorship, and then I was like, okay, this is it. So that to me, I just that was a clear. I felt like that was a clear sign from the Lord. So that's ultimately how I found out about you guys. Basically, searching online, and then ran across that. So I since that time, like I said, the mentorship, bought the book as well, and just read through all of that, and it's an amazing book, especially Chrissy's statement about essentially finding her why, for songwriting. So how has it helped me? It's helped me in a number of ways. One, it's helped me to find a community of people who, as I mentioned, come from different streams, different parts of the body at large. And that is really good in terms of, I found that to be really good in terms of, just kind of bouncing ideas off of people and seeing, what's going to work, what's not going to work in terms of a lyric. I think the long-term benefit from that is, being able to write songs that not only will work with my local tribe here, but that will also work with other, with other tribes as well. And so I find that to be very encouraging also. But just in general, the support that has been provided. Stacy's our group facilitator. I'm actually in the same group with Destina, and that's been real fun. So she and I got to do a song together. I think it was last week, and really excited about that one. But anyway, yeah. So it's so that the support, I think all the follow up that's been there. Stacy has done an amazing job as facilitator. So I just want to give kudos to her for that. And so, yeah, I'm very excited about this. The other thing that I think has helped me is that it's stirred something in me, not just for me individually, but it's also kind of restirred, a drive and a desire that I think is from the Lord to encourage other people within kind of my sphere over here about getting more serious about the craft. We have a lot of people in our kind of in our community that do a lot of the the extended worship times. You hear about 24/7 some of these other groups, and that's good. I mean, that's being in that atmosphere is it's kind of where that the place of encounter. It's where all this gets birthed. But this really helps to provide more craft around around the writing. I think finding other people who are not and I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just for me individually, I get a little bit tired of doing covers all the time. So to kind of what I think some other people were saying. So this has helped me out by kind of really holding me accountable to the whole process. And so I've found that to be really beneficial. And so what would I say to others? I would say, anyone that is feeling a prompting to write this, you should absolutely consider going through this, whether it's the book, the online writing worship course itself, or the mentorship. I mean, I would strongly encourage the mentorship to anyone, because you get things out of that you might not get otherwise. It's not to say the other resources don't benefit you; they absolutely do. But yeah. So I mean, I've got nothing but just amazing things to say about you guys. I'm really thankful that you guys took this up over 10 years ago, and I'm excited for the days ahead, the years ahead, and to the point where I would even be very interested in however else that I could individually play a part in this. I'm trying to encourage my wife, to finish the songwriting personality test, because she's got it too. she's kind of my litmus test in some ways when I go to put the lyrics, when I go to write the lyrics, because she's all about structure. But I just kind of like to see what else she's got in there that maybe we're not aware of. So anyway, hope that helps. But I'm very thankful for the writing worship community, and very excited for the days ahead.